Life insurance is a major come up for Black people. I think that is something that doesn't just give you financial security for your family. It's also something that can actually increase your wealth. I'm a big fan of life insurance. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't do it. It wouldn't make any sense. So let me see. I'm gonna look in the chat to see if anybody has anything to say about Young Dolph. Um, let's see. I'm looking here. I don't see anybody saying that he didn't have life insurance, so I'm going to make the assumption that he did. Now, one thing I mentioned earlier is that there was this thing that came out called the Squid Coin. Earlier, when we were talking about the some of the pitfalls of being in this kind of financial environment where there are just a ton of things happening at once, like the DeFi market, you're going to have a lot of fly by night scams. And one of the things that they've talked about is what they call a rug pull. A rug pull is where you have people that will scam the crypto market because they know that people are throwing money at new coins. Any coin that comes out that sounds cool, that's promoted by a celebrity, people will go buy it. And so when the Squid Games came out, which was a very popular show, a lot of you all saw it. There was people said, okay, everybody loves the Squid Game, so let's create a Squid Coin. And it makes perfect sense if you are thinking the way the scammers were probably thinking, in the sense that, the Squid Games came out of Korea, right? And one thing about Korea in Asian countries in general is they have a real strong appetite for gambling. Like they're not investors. They can kind of be investors, but they have a huge amount of risk tolerance. Where what would happen is, back when I was working on my PhD, I remember we would study Asian data differently from the data in the United States or Europe or other countries. Asia was just different. Like the way that the models would come back and it would say, oh my God, these people really love gambling. Like they really just love just rolling the dice. And what that would do is it would create a lot of volatility. Prices of stocks would just go up and down, up and down, up and down, because that's what you get when you have a huge appetite for risk, where people are not paying attention to the fundamentals of an investment. All they're thinking about is, just trying to get paid like really fast. So the Squid Coin, I can understand why they would release that coin right after the Squid Games came out, because people were pretty much betting on any crypto that anybody released, as long as it sounded good and sounded cool. So I'm going to read an article here. This is on a site called The Logical Indian. And it says, a cryptocurrency inspired by the popular South Korean Netflix series Squid Game on November 1st became the most hyped digital token when its valuation shot up to $2,861 per coin. Squid Coin, which marketed itself as a play-to-earn cryptocurrency, had seen its price soar, surging by thousands of percent. The cryptocurrency peaked at $28.61 before plummeting to $0.00, according to CoinMarketCap. This is commonly called a rug pull by crypto investors. It's an event that is triggered because the creators of the crypto quickly cash out their coins for real money, draining the liquidity pool from the exchange. So effectively, what you have in the crypto space, this is why you got to be careful with DeFi and all the stuff out here now, is there's not much regulation, right? And as I explained to you guys earlier in class, that when that you can really imagine it like a jungle with gold in the jungle, and there's no police in the jungle. There's no police in the jungle, right? And there are people who maybe try to enforce law and order, but it's not the same as being in the city where there are rules and laws and stuff like that. So the people that know their way around the jungle are going to be in an advantageous position relative to the people who don't know their way around the jungle. In economics, they refer to that as information asymmetry. So there's reasons why in the stock markets, for example, in the US, there are laws against what they call insider trading. Insider trading is where the insider uses their advantage to take advantage of the outsiders, or they can do things like pump and dumps. Enron, the CEO of Enron, was it Jeffrey Skilling? I think that was his name, or maybe he was the CFO. But Ken Lay and Jeffrey Skilling both went down. I think they both went to prison with Enron because, as insiders in the company, they knew the company was about to die. They knew that the Titanic was sinking, but when the investors asked them what's going on with the company, they would say, oh, everything's fine, nothing to see here, right? And they did that so they could build their own lifeboat and get off the ship before the ship went down, right? So this kind of thing is illegal. In the DeFi space or in the crypto space, it's not really illegal. And you have lots of trading that's occurring across international borders where if somebody takes all your money, you can't go chase them down. You can call all the police you want. You can file a lawsuit if you want. You can complain to your mama if you want, but nobody's going to be, that company will disappear. When BitConnect was around, BitConnect had a lot of people from the black community invested in BitConnect. Anybody remember BitConnect? Give me a yes if you remember BitConnect. BitConnect took millions of dollars from black people, and then they disappeared. And they didn't just take it from black people; they were taking money from everybody. But they were the ultimate MLM in the crypto space, and everybody felt like BitConnect was just the greatest thing in the world. And they would come tell me that people would fight me over that, right? Just like a drug addict's gonna fight you over the crack. They go, you take away their crack pipe, they're gonna want to fight you for that, right? So they were fighting me over it, and I just said, no, well, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, I don't judge, I don't tell you what to do. I just say, look, here's a risk, right? And this is and I saw that BitConnect was a Ponzi scheme. I said, this ain't gonna work. I said, as soon as the market crashes, BitConnect will probably just disappear and die. And that's exactly what happened. The company just disappeared because they were in another country. You can go get that money back. So ultimately, what I would say is in the crypto space, you got to be extremely careful. I would be willing to give up a little bit of extra return to have my money in spaces where I know that it's safe. A lot of people are creating cryptos that are literally big balls of nothing. They're literally big balls of nothing. And then what they might do is go get a celebrity to get you to invest in a big ball of nothing. Now, is that unethical? Some would say yes, right? Probably. But, some would also make the expansive argument to say that even the Federal Reserve and our whole monetary system, to some extent, could be seen as a big ball of nothing, right? The Fed is just popping out money like it's nothing, and they just decide to print more money whenever they want to, and people believe in it, right? But that's the thing. That's the difference between nothing and something, is there are people who fake it till they make it, right? They start off with a big ball of nothing, and when people start believing in the big ball of nothing, then the big ball of nothing becomes a big ball of something. Then next thing you know, things that were not real become suddenly real. Like suddenly, that rapper that didn't have a real career is winning a Grammy. Now because he has a Grammy, you feel like he's a real rapper, right? Whereas when he was broke and not on TV, it was a waste of his time, right? So with a lot of the cryptos, I see a lot of cryptos emerging because the market is so strong. When the market is this strong, there's a lot of greed and a lot less fear. And so with the Squid Game crypto, that's kind of what you saw. So basically, here's what happened with the Squid Game crypto. The developers made off with just about $3.5 million, which honestly, in the whole scheme of things, is not that massive compared to the 12 billion that was lost in the whole DeFi space. According to the tech site Gizmodo, it had also pointed out numerous signs that the coin was offering was a scam, including its now disappeared website that had many spelling errors. CoinMarketCap also warned potential investors that Squid was probably a scam, displaying a warning to exercise extreme caution if they bought the crypto. But that didn't stop mainstream news outlets like the BBC, Yahoo News, Business Insider, Fortune, and CNBC from running headlines about how the Squid Game cryptocurrency has soared by 83,000% in just a few days. So I would say that if you invest in a new crypto, just know it can be like a game of musical chairs. Musical chairs is great until the music stops and then you don't have a chair. So in this particular case, you see it regularly where the people that are on the inside, they know what's real and they know what's not. So when they start releasing the coin and everyone starts buying into it, what you're gonna find typically is they'll start shaving off some of their units just in case the jig is up. And then when the coin crashes, those people are the last ones to get hurt. The ones who are most likely to get hurt are the ones who bought in toward the tail end of everything, right? So just be extremely careful. If you want to know what I'm doing in the crypto space, I stick heavily with Bitcoin, Ethereum. I've invested in some engine coin. I actually, Drboycecrypto.com, Drboycecrypto.com. I took a screenshot of a bunch of cryptos I own, some Neo, Polkadot, what was another one? Gosh, can't remember everything. Oh, there's a few. I probably own about 20 or 25 different cryptos. I don't know which one's going to win, but I know the space is going to be big, so I have a lot of money there. but it's not more than 10% of my portfolio. So if that gives you a guideline on how to look at crypto, I hope that that helps you. Now, the next question that you submitted, let me grab the next question. The next question is from Randy. Randy says, what are your thoughts on, okay, FCEL, Fuel Cell Technologies, CHPT, ChargePoint, and Blink? You said you said I mentioned, or you mentioned that you owned some Blink. Yes, I do own Blink, and I own ChargePoint, CHPT. I think these are great companies. It seems to me, if I'm not mistaken, all these companies are electric vehicle related. I think ChargePoint's going to build the charging stations, and Blink is in that space as well. Fuel cell technology, same thing. I just think electric vehicles is going to be a great industry. If I was going to make a play in that industry, it would be something just along the lines of being diversified enough so that when the smaller players get killed, it's not going to kill your portfolio. So I don't when a horse race is first emerging, I don't really bet on a particular horse. I just bet on a range of horses because I know one of them is going to win, but you don't know which one. So I would just diversify, and I wouldn't worry so much about temporary declines in that industry. I think long term, electric vehicles is a great play. Now you got hammered on Peloton stock. Okay, well, I'm very sorry to hear that. Yeah, Peloton was one of those companies that was valued very highly during the pandemic because everybody was at home suddenly, and a lot of people were looking for something to do. And then it got to the point where it was overpriced. It's still a great company. They still make money hand over fist, but it's probably priced at a higher level than it should be. Next question is Michael Taylor. What is the reason you're no longer verbally commenting on stocks you have weekly, like what Dr. Boyce is buying? Actually, if you log in at the blackstockmarketprogram.com and you go to what Dr. Boyce is buying, you'll see my picks for the week. So actually, I do still list the stocks in there every week. If you have any trouble and you can't find it, just email support@theblackbusinessschool.com. That's support@theblackbusinessschool.com. They can help you find everything that you need. But yeah, I do put stuff in there about every week. Every 7 to 10 days, I'll put a list of stocks that I'm buying. And you can actually go back. All the stocks that I've picked over the last 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, these are long-term plays. These are not just short-term investments. These are solid companies that I believe are going to do well over the next 5 to 10 years. So you can literally just go back. If the ones that you see this week are not good enough for you or don't fit your interest, then you can go back the previous week, and those are still good picks. So don't think that because I picked something a month ago that it's not relevant now. There's literally, I want to say, God, I probably picked 200 or 300 companies by now. I mean, so many there, and I think that they're good. These are places where I would put my own money, and many of the places I have put my own money. Some cases I just ran out of capital and I allocated all my money, but I give you stocks that either I picked or stocks I would pick if when I get more cash to invest, right? Because sometimes you run out of cash, you can't invest in everything you want. But I see a lot of good stuff out here. All right, so next, let's see. What do you think about Ethereum as an investment? Asked Eric Davis. I think Ethereum is an awesome investment because Ethereum is the creator of worlds. And when you see a platform that becomes a platform for all platforms, like Ethereum, you just, you can't go wrong. Ethereum has a great community. There are lots of people that believe in it. People that have dedicated their lives to programming on the Ethereum network. I just think it's super exciting. I can't wait to see what Ethereum is, 10 years from now. I want to be a part of that. All right. So, by the way, if you go to Boycewatkins.com, some of you were asking earlier about some of the discounts we have for Black Friday. If you go to Boycewatkins.com, you can see the 76% off discounts. The Dr. Boyce bundle is discounted. That's a stock market and stock options bundle. And then also we have a great real estate wholesaling bundle with some of our real estate experts. So if you're interested in taking a look at that, you can just go to Boycewatkins.com, and it's all right there for you to observe and decide if you want to join.